What's up, y'all? This is Jake Jarrett coming to you with a Raid Shadow Legends video, my first one ever. Today, we're going to be talking about Togron the Conjoined, this beautiful, beautiful man right here, or I'm guessing a man. The reason why I'm making this video is I can't find a guide on him, and I've been using him for a long time. Since I got him about, I don't know, 3 weeks or so after he was released. So he's a relatively new champion and he's got a very interesting kit. I'd say he is an incredible support champion, especially for Hydra. But any be, let's get into it. So yeah, Void Champion, Ogren Tribe. Togron comes in. He is a chef, I'm guessing. I mean, you can look at his crown of cutlery here. He's got a giant spoon pan thing, goat on his back, and a little buddy there. But yeah, so he is a support champion. Um, let's look at. God damn it. Let's look at his. Where is he? There he is. So he's got awesome HP, 21,000, solid defense, 1,200, good, average-ish, 110 speed, really fast. That's awesome. And he, let's go back to it. Oh, there's not a bastion button there. God damn it. Where are ya? All right. So he also has an aura, speed 20% in battle, really cool. A 20% speed in all battles is very solid. It's a great lead for Hydra, Clan Boss, a lot of places. But let's talk about his kit. So his A1, Mash and Mangle, attacks one enemy, has a 20%, 50% if booked. Chance of applying a buff spread effect, taking one random buff from each ally and placing it on all allies. Definitely worth booking this guy too. By the way, he is real cheap to book. I think it's 8 books total. That is awesome, especially for a Void legendary champion. 8 books is easy peasy. Yeah, this buff spread, by the way, I think, as far as I know, is the only champion in the game that can do this. Uh, it's a really interesting ability. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Let's talk about his A2. Grubs Up. Heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a 50% continuous heal buff for 2 turns on all allies whose current HP is below 50% after the initial heal. Really awesome. 20% I know isn't that big, but it gets a little bigger, and we'll talk about that in a sec. A3, Brothers Generosity, increases the turn meter of all allies by 20% and places a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns, then removes all debuffs on all allies. It's a nice cleanse. Kind of ass backwards here. This should be first, and then the increased accuracy, because it kind of sucks if you have a block buffs debuff. I think I said that right. Then he's not getting the increased accuracy, and then he's cleansing it. But it's still awesome. Great ability. Wish they'd bounce this around a little bit. Honestly, I wish they had the increased speed with the turn meter boost. I think that would be a little bit of a better synergy. And yeah, it's just that's nitpicking though. And they're both 3-turn cooldowns, so that's awesome. And then his passive, the very interesting part of his kit here. Well, there's a lot of interesting things, but Fill Your Bellies increases this champion's max HP by 10% every time they use an active skill, stacks up to 50%, resets each round. It also increases each ally's max HP by 5% every time they use an active skill, that stacks up to 50% as well, resets each round. Now, just in case you're unaware, a round is basically one fight. So Hydra is 1 round. Spider, 1 round. Fire Knight, 3 rounds. Each wave is a round. That's unfortunate. I really, well, obviously it'd be battle, but I really wish it was resets each. Well, I wouldn't have to say that, would it? But it is a shame that you can't kind of crank it up for other boss fights or like Doom Tower bosses. But it's still nice, especially like if you can use them in the Cintranos. That's and longer fights, especially. This is such an amazing ability. That's why I was saying we'll talk about that with the 20%. So if you have them, I have them built with I think about 80,000. Yeah, about 80,000. That kicks them up to 120,000 hit points. So he heals by 20% of that, which is what, like 22,000, something like that. So it's a 22,000 HP heal, basically every 3 rounds. Really good. And something to keep in mind, he's throwing out 2 different buffs here. Sometimes continuous heal, so possibly 3. Um, this buff spread, I mean, it's obviously completely RNG, but something it'll do sometimes is, well, actually a lot of the time, it will take one of those, let's say the increased speed ones, if somebody is faster on your team. Let's say they've gone both times, or they've depleted that increased speed, or let's say they have 1 turn left on it, somebody else has 2 turns left on it. He hits that A1, buff spread happens to hit that one, it's going to re-up or kind of extend the buff duration to 2. And the way I have, it's really like impossible as far as I know to track, but I've never seen it like it hit, because you'll see it pop, obviously buff spread, but I've never seen it pop and then do nothing. In other words, it didn't seize one of those, the I almost called it haste, too much Final Fantasy, the increased speed, and it doesn't try to spread the 1 turn one. It's always doing the 2 turn one, if that makes sense. It's really interesting. And the way I'm just through playtesting this, it'll spread a buff from every ally, or it can. Taking one, next one, maybe. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about that, that might not be true. Well, hopefully I'll learn to edit before I put this video out, because I don't think that's actually true. I think it'll only take 1 buff from 1 ally. It just kind of randomizes it and picks it out. Yeah, I think that's actually right. Sorry about that. That's really imprecise information for somebody releasing a guide. Hopefully I'll get better. But anyway, I've gone with Ash's favorite set in the game, Resilience. I actually did go Resilience. But Relentless. That's kind of a no-brainer on this guy. You want to get him up to his max HP as fast as possible. That way he's bringing those heals, he's bringing those cleanses, he's increasing the speed, turn meters, spreading the buffs. I mean, this guy is just helping out the whole team. He brings so much. And also, this A1 actually smacks. I think it's like a 5.3 or something attack modifier, which is interesting. I actually really like they did that. Because, instead of giving him some paltry tiny little hit, it actually, it's obviously you're not going to make this guy, excuse me, it's a nuker or somebody that hits hard. But it's nice to have a little bit of damage on it. You're not hitting for 200, so you're hitting for like 2,000. But I think Relentless is a no-brainer. As far as stats go, you need 0 accuracy with this guy. So speed, speed, speed. You want him to, even with the Relentless gear, you want him to keep going. I really wish I'd put some more speed on him. I just was kind of limited by my gear. I just don't have God tier Relentless gear, even though I put pretty much the best I had on him. So I definitely speed on the gauntlets. Got HP on the chest, and yeah, we were looking for speed. This, like I said, this was what I had to work with. Got some more HP on the gauntlets. I got triple speed on the weapon. This one's spreading the love. HP, speed, defense. I really like that helmet, and the shield's really nice too, even though, no, it's not. The shield sucks. What the fuck am I talking about? HP on the ring, HP on the amulet, and defense on the banner, because you can't forget defense, man. You can't, of course you could go HP on it, but it's a mistake to, leave him with like 2,000 defense, let's say. He's just going to get murdered. Yeah, he's got some. He's a really great champion, and hellhades.com. Let's see if we give him a 4. Definitely agree with that, just because he's so awesome. Clan Boss, yeah, they still haven't updated this, or maybe they aren't going to. But 3 stars, I say nonsense. That's an easy 4-star, if not 4.5. This guy, if you're lucky enough to have him, and you have the gear, you don't need an unkillable team. Like if you're running, I run mine with 2 newts, but like you can't, like the amount of HP these guys get, plus 50%, man. That's awesome. Yeah, the rest. This is weird. I don't know why they gave him a 4 in arena. I would never use this guy in arena. Never, ever, ever. Like, did people actually 0.03? Like gold. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way. 1%. I guarantee that's excuse me, one person who probably just wanted to confuse the fuck out of their opponent. It's like, here, I'll put this guy in. Like, what the hell's that? But yeah, as far as blessings go, Miracle Heal, of course, Masteries, you could definitely go down, give him War Master to get a little more damage out. But I think just making this guy an uber tank makes so much more sense. Just going down this side, get Bulwark, I think. Selfless Defender, I think this one's Bulwark, isn't it? Yeah. So he's taking some of the damage, which is perfect. This guy, he's hard to kill. It's some extra HP with some healing. Honestly, probably should have went Laura Steel. I don't really like Cycle Magic. That 5% is kind of bullshit. I'll probably redo this, honestly. I think I'd rather have Laura Steel. No, I wouldn't want to talk about it. I have Relentless. No. Okay, that's a fun. That's why I didn't do that. Sorry, thinking out loud. Probably not a good idea to do that during a guide. But something to keep in mind, too, on his passive here, the mechanic of increases each ally's HP every time they use an active skill. This is great for, here, let's take a champion most people should have, the Deekster. He's not an HP champion, he's just a support, but still, obviously, it goes without saying, Togron pairs fantastic with HP champions. If they're dealing damage based on their hit points, they're going to be doing a lot more damage when it's increased by 50%. So, derp. But you want to get it up there fast, and one way you can do it is people that have this grants an extra turn mechanic. Deacon Armstrong is an example. So he's cycling through, goes from his A3 to his A2. That's plus 10%. A1's not going to do squat. Excuse me. But then you go right back. Rinse and repeat, and him or anybody else, a great champ I've been trying to rock him with lately. Where'd you go? Krokmar. He's an HP champ who actually smacks, and he grants an extra turn. So this guy is awesome for Togron. I'm trying to think of any other ones. Mashalid, another guy who's great in Hydra. Yeah, anybody with that grants extra turn mechanic. And it's active skills, so with like mythicals, I mean, I don't know if a metamorph or whatever. I think is it called the same thing? This is my only mythical, so I'm not a mythical expert. I just got her, and I fucking love her. But I don't know if that'll count. I'm gonna say no, but that would be weird. It'd be interesting. But yeah, something to keep in mind. All in all, I think he is. God damn it, where the fuck? I don't know why. There he is. All in all, he's kind of tricky in Hydra. Or I've been. It depends on the way the rotation. That's the word. He's tricky to utilize correctly, but when I get it done, man, is this guy a game changer. Now, when he gets devoured, your champion's HP drops. That really sucks. So he's not without his issues, but don't think that you pulled a shit champion. Like, not at all. This guy's has a lot of uses, especially bringing that speed aura and Centranos. That opens up a whole nother level of being able to bring him, and especially since you're a lot of times forced to bring crappier champions, if you could bring him, he can keep a lot of your squishier champions alive to reach the end, even if it is resetting each round. It's nice, man. This guy's he's always got your back, man. He's cooking you up something, some goat. He's I mean, I don't know if I'd eat whatever this guy's cooking, but they say never trust a skinny chef, right? And I mean, so I trust the fuck out of this guy. But that's all I got. Maybe I'll make another video. We'll see. But let me know if you guys liked it. If I rambled on too much, maybe keep that to yourself. All right, guys. Later.